to your left, you'll see a bunch of relatively new, they're about 15 years old or less. These were homes that were built after Hurricane Katrina by a foundation started by Brad Pitt called the Make It Right Foundation. So he was living in New Orleans at the time and decided to do something. So they committed to building, I think, 100 affordable homes for residents who lost their homes during the storm. So this entire street is all like contemporary, new, well, 15-year-old at this point, residential architecture. As somebody who studied architecture locally at Tulane, all my professors being local architects, I've heard not so great things about this foundation. They actually call it the Make It Wrong Foundation.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at them, they stand out, right? They look different from the rest of the city, right? Like the neighborhood you're staying in is a fair example of like what a traditional New Orleans neighborhood looks like, and this doesn't, right? These look different, and the reason they look this different is because Brad Pitt invited all of these nationally renowned architects to come and design these like prototypical houses for New Orleans. They have a lot of decent strategies, like they're elevated, they have solar panels, they have metal roofs, they have
Pitched,
yeah. I mean, like,
they're good houses.
yeah, but maybe not contextually for like a historic New Orleans neighborhood. That's the issue that they have with it, and also the fact that they brought these like nationally renowned architects in that were essentially like putting their name on this kind of like project, and it wasn't. They should have like consulted more with like local architects and local residents, in my opinion, and the opinion of the architecture community in the city. I don't know. I think some of them are pretty cool, but some of them are definitely a little bit weird.
They low-key look like Florida houses.
Yeah. That's what everybody says. Yeah, they look like beach houses. Which makes sense from like a building strategy. Like, it's similar. Like, you're on a coastal area, you want to raise them up.
You should have made it blend more into the community.
Exactly. So keep going straight. This is the levee wall. This is what I think it's to the right where there's a plaque that we're gonna get out. It's like the commemorative plaque that just tells a little bit about what happened, which was this section of the levee failed. The levee collapsed, and when we go over the bridge, you'll see the water level is probably, so there's the plaque. If you want to pull off over to the side, we can get out, and this is a good photo op for sign. And then I'll talk a little bit about some other things. There's also another side which has other information. Yeah. So read both sides, and then we'll talk about some stuff.
There's a conspiracy with this wall.
Yep. So I guess you could say it's a conspiracy theory, but it's also like a highly like everyone thinks it's true. Like, I don't know if
it's a theory.
Yeah.
I know what army buildings feel like, and what cheap material feel like when I touch it. Not when I touch it, but you know, when I examine it and stuff like that. They are not allowed to mess up stuff like this if it's a federal done thing.
You know what? That's a great point. Yeah. You can imagine how many millions of dollars, billions even, went into. So this wall wraps around the entire perimeter of New Orleans, right? And so they said it was an engineering failure. How do you have that much of a failure on a federal level? And it was one of those things where, like, for years people would be like, yeah, are we sure? Like, this is good? Like, is this gonna hold? And like, nobody was interested in dealing with it until it was a problem. Does someone have a piece of chalk with them?
I ran out of chalk yesterday. I'm sorry. Wow, look at this thing. That would have to be a lot of water for it to naturally crash through.
New Orleans, in section, meaning cut down the middle, is shaped like a bowl. And so to our north, we have Lake Pontchartrain, and to the south, we have the Mississippi River. If you remember, like from earth science, when rivers overflow, they deposit sediment, they build up the ground along the river's edge. So we have the highest ground along the Mississippi River and along Lake Pontchartrain, and then the rest of the city dips down into a bowl. So at the lowest point, it's about 12 feet. The average elevation is 6 feet below sea level. It's hard to conceptualize because we're obviously not underwater right now, but if these walls weren't here, we would be. And so you've got your natural levee berm along the river and the lake, but then we've also got these 12-foot, massive concrete walls that are also keeping the water out. So when the river's low, when the lake is slow, it's fine, but when it's high, it keeps water out. The issue that happened during Katrina was that there was so much water that the levee walls were at their capacity and just spilling out, spilling over, and 3 of which failed. This is one of them. We're below sea level, as I mentioned, which is the perfect environment for a swamp. However, as we started to develop and build the city, cut down the cypress trees, you pave it. You've noticed probably that there's a lot of potholes in the city. Does anyone know why that is? Any wild guesses? That's exactly right. The ground is sinking below the pavement, and the reason it's sinking below the pavement is because, one, concrete has significant weight, and also the makeup of the ground beneath the city, it has what's called shrink swell soils. That's what happens when clay gets wet or dry, right? It expands, contracts. And so what happens, right? It rains, water falls into the bowl, right? It's captured into the bowl. Our city floods, our streets flood during even a mild rain, right? It's just because we're in a bowl. And so what we have, and actually there's one of them down there, is these that building, sorry, there's nothing to really see, but inside of that building is a pumping station. And we have these massive, powerful, high-speed pumps. They're like the most sophisticated pumps in the world. Don't have like the statistics off the top of my head, but it's some like crazy amount of water per minute, right? And what it does is it sucks the water. The waters go into the drains. They get sucked out, and then on the lake side, there's literally a thing that just shoots it into the lake, right? So we pump the water out of the ground into the lake. During Katrina, there was nowhere for the water to go because it was already at capacity. And by doing so, you're destabilizing the integrity of the soil below you, causing subsidence or sinking. Ground sinks, potholes. It's a whole mess. So essentially, this whole system it was necessary to keep us dry, but it's also doing more harm than good, is the moral of the story. These are cypress trees. It's okay, I guess. It's literally a driveway, so they just planted them way too close. But yeah, you can pretty much park anywhere. Not there, there's a bunch of glass. What? Yeah, see, look at this.
Wow. That's just lazy.
It's sad. But anyway, we're gonna go walk over to that sign, and I'm gonna point to some stuff. Yep.
Wow. Back now.
Time to replace the sign, but then this one is just this is the old sign.
Perfect example.
But last time I was here, I was trying to explain stuff to a group on this map, which is obviously falling apart. So I am very grateful that our new map exists now. Okay, so You are here, right at that red circle, right? This is the majority of New Orleans, which is cut off this map, but we're called the Crescent City because the Mississippi River kind of hugs the bottom and the side like a crescent shape. But you can see how New Orleans is almost an island. It's surrounded by water. You've got the lake up here, the river that goes around the side, and then the industrial canal, which cuts the lower Ninth Ward away from the mainland of New Orleans. We're right here, lower Ninth Ward neighborhood, specifically on the edge of this, which is the Bayou Bienvenue wetland triangle. So you can see how green this all used to be. It used to be a cypress swamp, which protects the city against storm surge, etc. Unfortunately, in the 60s, this Mississippi River Gulf outlet was built, MRGO, Mr. Go, and this introduced, so it was like, hey, we want to make it easier to bring ships into New Orleans, so let's build a canal. And by doing so, they introduced salt water from the Gulf of Mexico into a freshwater cypress swamp. And unfortunately, the cypress trees didn't do so well. So here's some, like, you know, images over time, like the degradation of that swamp. And so this sign is from this organization we worked with before. They're called the Center for Sustainable and Economic Development. Their slogan is "Sustain the Nine," and they are a lower Ninth Ward based nonprofit organization that provides like environmental education and does like sustainable development in this neighborhood. So they built this sign. They built this a while back, and they take kids on like kayak tours and stuff like that, teach them about nature. But anyway, it's more of like a cautionary tale, right? Because you go up there and it's like, this used to be a really like beautiful swamp, and you'll see what it looks like now.
I'm one of these things. So the train. Wait, so how long is this train?
You know if it's still in use?
It is. Yeah, sometimes I see trains go by. So, mind your step. I think one of them is a little wiggly.
This is fun. Lick tactos. Alright.
Nice.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's right? No, dude, I love the reaction because nobody
Nice.
knows this is here. It's so crazy.
I would just lunch up here.
This used to look like this.
It used to look like this. It does
Yeah,
have gators.
there better be gators.
Yo, if I could grab a group photo of you guys up here, I'd appreciate that.
These things are
Like the Claiborne Expressway.
Hey John, some of the mangroves are starting to grow back.
The last time I was here.
Nice. Do it again. I missed it. Do it again.
Oh, right.
Do it again.
How did I miss that?
I think this one's too light. Give me something to throw it out.
Let's see. Which tree stub? Yeah. That one right in the middle. On the right, those you got 4 on the right of it. Like, see if you can hit that one right there.
The
Think
one
that's
right
super.
there, that's so descriptive.
Yes, the very descriptive one.
Which one?
All right, so you see like 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. See if you get the one to the left of it.
Length? Yeah. That's far.
Yeah. You think you got that? I believe in you. I believe in you.
You got it.
Oh no! God damn.
A couple feet off.
Pretty far.
That hurt.
You're out for the week.
We had like brown panthers in this area.
What? What?
I heard that they spotted some brown panthers here.
How? Did they get here?
Oh, this city always was here.
A woman.
I heard that.
All I know about this area is turtles, alligators,
The bird
egrets,
that
and
stands
dolphins.
there.
Captain.
Big boat.
Yeah. So we're gonna walk up to this is the Mississippi River side. This is just a natural bermed levee, so we didn't need a wall on this side. Everybody run! Yeah, go see that boat.
This looks like a boat.
Yeah. So this house was inspired by the steam. Like I said, it was built by a steamboat captain.
I kind of love it though.
I know.
I love like the little glass room at the top, like a little sunroom.
It's so cute.
It's one of these buildings that are like a historic, you know, like you can't tear this down. It's like
Oh wow. Wow.
Look how dirty the water is.
Yeah, I know.
It's fresh water, I guess.
So this is the city. You can see the curve of the Mississippi River. There's downtown. So yeah, this is it's a cool like little scenic area. But the next area we're going to is near the French Quarter, and thus the city has invested millions into making like a beautiful park. So we're gonna see
Imagine
that.
that's where we went the other day.
Yeah.
Crescent Park.
Oh,
I don't think you did.
They take me places I don't ask for.
Okay.
Yeah, not what you do when you get kidnapped.
Yeah, that's the little like historic register of historic places.
That's so cool.
That was cool.
I love the colors. That's what I really like, the colors of the houses. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Follow this.
Lavender colors.
I do like the little lone benches. So at least they have benches. So there is some thought put into it. Actually, you'll probably be able to see the area where they like raise the water level to change elevations for these boats. But this one's like way lower. Like the one we crossed this morning is like that huge one to the right. It's like super high up. This one is like pretty much at water level. So just, you know, check it out. Look to your right and left on your way over. You can get in the left lane at some point. Don't worry about this. It's all the same. But yeah, so this is the water.
So much anxiety.
You can see how it has like divided sections of water. So you're gonna make the next left when possible.
Hey, John?
Yes.
Bailey has a question.
So, has the city always not cared, or did it really start happening after Hurricane Katrina?
Good question. I don't know, but I do know that like Katrina brought to light a lot of the inequity for sure. But I don't know. I think like pre-Katrina it was just like
Like an
kind
unspoken
of self-sustaining. Like it was already like just they were just doing their thing.
Like the dam was just too hard for them to recover from.
Yeah. There wasn't like it was like
Probably like self-governing.
yeah.
The
it
people
was-
did things themselves.
Yeah.
This area is been recently gentrified. A lot of like hipsters. Like it's like a hipster neighborhood now, right? There's a lot of historic homes, you know. But like this is how the Lower Ninth Ward used to look like, right? Just homes everywhere. but this neighborhood's cool. There's a lot of murals, a lot of public art, a lot of like corner restaurants, bars, etc. This building to the left is like a popular street art haven. It is like an abandoned
Oh my God.
naval base.
Look at that.
Yeah, dude, it's like crazy.
Damn.
It's probably like illegal food.
I have been in there. You're not really allowed to, but there's also, you know, you'll see like needles and stuff on the ground. So like, it's definitely not like a safest area to go to. But like, I just like biked through it real quick and just checked out the graffiti and
All the
stuff.
birds.
Yeah.
That's like, I think it's like, that would be a great point.
Oh my God, look at that
This feels
ship.
like very like apocalyptic vibes.
Yeah.
We a
something
battleship right in front of us. Oh my God.
It is. Yeah, it's a naval boat of some kind.
This is actually really cool.
This is popular wine and cheese bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of those maps.
So we're gonna go to a riverside park called Crescent Park. It was developed in the last 10 years or so. It was this part of this like master plan to like connect the waterfront. So when you're in the French Quarter, did you guys go to Cafe Du Monde?
Yeah. We did.
Did you go up the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like there's like a riverfront park in the French Quarter. This actually it doesn't yet, but there's plans for it to like be a continuous waterfront thing. These are cypress trees. They don't have leaves because it's the winter.
I saw her and I was like, okay, I forgot.
So there's a parking lot to your left. Dolly Parton.
Hey.
It's referred to as locals as the Rusty Rainbow because it's made of corten steel, which it's meant to look like this. It's meant to be this color, and it's obviously rainbow shaped. And yeah, it was just like a very sculptural bridge to just like go over the levee and the train. And it leads to this like cool kind of architectural park.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, we are.
Nice.
I went upstairs and I was like,
So the top of this bridge has like one of the best views of the city. Skyline.
but at least the
So it'll be worth it.
I got
Yeah.
Stairmasters.
Are we there yet?
Ellie, where's your Ellie, do you have the Sharpie?
No, I should go get it.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my god.
Yeah.
Alright, get ready for the best view of the city.
Wow.
we like swipe down? Whoa.
I like to stand on this, but you don't have to.
Okay, I'll keep going, y'all.
We're just gonna stop at places.
Now this is a life. This is a life right here. The best view of Mississippi right here, or the Mississippi River. Hello. Hi. How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Come on. Do you mind if I pet him?
Yeah, go ahead. He's a puppy, so he's a little shy still,
Okay.
but.
Hello there. Hi.
Hey,
Aw.
Perry, come on. Come on.
Hello.
Want to say hello?
It's all right. Bye.
He warms up. It just takes him a sec. Now he'll follow you.
Bye bye.
There we go.
Exactly. It is just so freaking man. But yeah, this is
So what, does this used to be a dock at one point? All this, or?
A port.
Oh, port.
us back at the bunkhouse by 4. We're close. It's 3:42, so it might be a little over 4, but
That's okay.
this is one more stop. We're gonna go left. Oh yeah, seriously, this guy is awesome. He has murals all over the city on city buses.
That's where it closed. Look at the little
So yeah, this is the V Mike studio, which is also like an art exhibit. I haven't been there yet. You've been there?
Look at the ones on the left too. Look at that.
Yeah.
Really cool photo of it.
And
I love that he has Native American people too.
this building here is part of a campus of NOCA, New Orleans Creative. The NOCA Institute, New Orleans It's an art and music school. I don't remember the name.
Oh, sir.
Also, I don't know if you guys have time. Jam NOLA is a new art exhibit. I don't know how expensive it is, and I've only seen pictures of it. But Google it. It's super cool. It's like an immersive art exhibit thing. It's basically like you just walk around these really cool rooms and like take really cool selfies. But it's called Jam NOLA, J-A-M. It's just really cool looking art stuff. Bunch of drunk people on St. Patrick's Day.
Great.
The contractor who like met him to like do work on his house, and he was like, "Aren't you the Falcon?"
That's wild.
But yeah, Anthony Mackie is like a New Orleans native, and then became a famous actor, but he still lives here.
That's awesome.
Or like at least has a house here. But I have seen him once driving a convertible down this street while I was on a bike. And I like to tell people that he lives here because I also live very close to here. So Anthony Mackie is my neighbor.
Wow.
That's what you tell people?
Yeah, it's true. I can point out my house. This is Anthony Mackie's house, this big yellow one, and that's his truck. These 3 houses are called the Painted Ladies. So these are example of balcony houses, right? Balcony buildings. They do not have columns extending to the front.
Oh my God.
They are, I believe, like bed and breakfasts or something. This house, that's my street. I live 2 blocks down there. So want to tour my house. But those buildings on the corner are called the Degas House, named after the artist. I don't know much about him, but I know it's like an art thing. Does anybody know? Is anybody a big art person?
I am.
Degas, yeah. Edgar Degas Art Center. So that is the future home. You see the sign? Future home of the Edward Degas Art Center. Anyway, the art center is over there.
Wow.
Anyway, obviously we have to do raised cemeteries because of the sea level. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Some of them are really old. I've seen like 1850s dates on some of these.
1869.
Yeah, the game I play is like find the oldest one. 1860 is that one.
1904.
1904.
Was this in a movie?
Potentially, yeah. They do film a lot of movies in New Orleans and
1909.
Double Jeopardy. Have you ever seen that movie?
Double Jeopardy.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
I low-key think that
1885.
it was set in New Orleans. And this cemetery may have been the cemetery.
Yeah, I mean this is like one of like the touristy cemeteries, so it is likely that.
Maybe.
Yeah, it is likely.
Yeah.
They do film a lot of stuff around this area.
Yeah.
Because it's like very picturesque.
Yeah.
Well, today was a success. Just got a great tour from John. He did a great job. Definitely going to leave a good review. And now, here comes the fun part of the day. I got to make food for everyone. That doesn't look half bad.
With the long geyser looking big. Yep, there he is.
Oh, this is the perfect place to get a souvenir.
Still in there?
Back out in the French Quarter again, and got some pretty cool knickknacks. For instance, got myself a voodoo doll here, supposedly for protection. Voodoo doll for protection, love that. And what's also cool, in the same shop where I got that voodoo doll, I also got this. This pretty, badass looking Zippo lighter. I don't smoke, but who doesn't like collecting Zippo lighters, am I right? So yeah, if you want to get cool knickknacks like that, or if you want to just have a good time strolling to a shop, go into Reverend Zombie's House of Voodoo. It looks just like that. And that place is awesome.
Great. That was good. I know, don't breathe.
Whew. Well, that was a lot of fun. Well, I just got back from my trip from New Orleans, and I gotta say, that was probably the best thing I could have done for myself. You know, professionally and personally too, for myself. Now, personally, why I think this was a great experience for me is because usually I have trouble trying to, you know, get myself out there, trying to do new things, go outside my boundaries. It's kind of hard to explain, but I guess you could say, like, I like to stay inside this, like, bubble that I've created myself, like, to be in my own comfort zone. That's what it is. I occasionally just like to stay in my own comfort zone because I guess that's where it's always been best for me. But going on this trip to New Orleans, I think it was a great experience for me because I got to meet new people. I got to travel to a new location, and I also had the opportunity to volunteer with, you know, probably one of the best organizations you could possibly think of in New Orleans, and that's Youth Rebuilding New Orleans. Yeah, it's organizations like Youth Rebuilding New Orleans that are the cornerstone of that state. Yeah, ever since Katrina back in 2005, that state's never really been the same. Louisiana's never been the same, really. My first thought of going to New Orleans, it would be like Mardi Gras, partying, all that fun stuff. When I first walked into the wards, I was left astonished. All the damage, the roads, houses that were left completely ignored. It blew my mind. All that stuff completely ignored. I don't want to make this whole political game, but so far, like as far as I heard, like it's the volunteers and the volunteers alone that are trying to make the state of Louisiana, New Orleans, a better place. I don't know if it's the governor, mayor, senator, city council, whatever. It looks like the volunteers are taking those extra few steps to make New Orleans a better place. And that's what I love about that. I got to eat some great food there too while I was there. Got to eat some beignets. I think that's how they're pronounced. Yeah. I'm also happy that I got to leave an impact there in the wards. Whether it was a big impact or small impact, I'm happy I was able to go there, contribute my time, help with the construction of the church that I was helping with. I'm just happy that we were able to let New Orleans and the wards know that there are people out there that do care. And I'd like to let them know that, hey, anytime another trip to New Orleans comes by where I can contribute my time, volunteer, help out, I'd be more than happy to come down. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people who would like to hear about their message and how we can help. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll leave a link in the description for Youth Rebuilding New Orleans, how you can hear about what they do, how you can support them. You can buy their merch. They sell sunglasses, hats, shirts, hoodies, all sorts of other cool stuff. I think you'll love it. Anyway, that's the end of that. I'll see you all in the next video.